Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. It's a Saturday presentation of the NBA. It'll be Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers facing off against the New York Knicks. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
It's an interconference contest here in the Big Apple, New York, as the Knicks play one at home. Kevin Harlan here alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. 2K Sports welcomes you to our coverage of the NBA. A look here at the Lakers starting group presented by State Farm. Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. And it's Artest in at the 3 spot. And for the Knicks, Melo and Amari at the forward slots. Billups and Fields pairing up in the backcourt. And it's Turioff in at the center position.
Well, the big story for the Knicks this past year was the acquisition of Carmelo Anthony. Having already signed Amari Stoudemire, the Knicks made the deal for Anthony and all of a sudden had one of the great 1-2 combinations in the league.
And so off the tip, it's New York. Outside, Billups. He dishes it to Melo. Stoudemire, left side. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Stoudemire's got the first points of the night for the Knicks. And back to Melo and Amari, they just need to build the right supporting cast around those two.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, those are two foundational pieces that are all-stars. So plugging in around them will be the next step. They're in the process of doing that, too. I mean, New York definitely reversed their fortunes with the moves they made last season.
And here's Kobe from the arc. And that one's good. Kobe's got himself on the board with 3 there. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
A short time ago, Mike D'Antoni and I were able to catch up. When I asked him where they might have an advantage today, he said, we've got the shot blockers to make things very hard on them when they bring it into the paint. And that's what we plan to do. Gentlemen?
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. Clark, what's your take on that?
I like the mindset they're coming in right now. I think it's the right mindset. A strong defensive effort from them today. I mean, I think it's essential.
Steve?
Well, no question. If they can have success defensively, they're going to create some offensive opportunities for themselves in transition.
And the Lakers have possession after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And so here is New York, covered by Artest. The kick out to Billups. Right side Billups. Shot clock at 6. Stoudemire with the screen on Fisher. Shoots off the screen. Gasol with the rebound.
I thought Gasol got off to such a fast start last season, but he might have worn down as the season went on. He was asked to play big minutes, especially early when Andrew Bynum was out with the injury.
Here's Anthony. Goes up. The Lakers with the rebound. Under 4 minutes left in the first. He kicks to Kobe. Bynum inside. Dunked hard with one hand.
Old school, old-fashioned, one-hand power jam.
Just like you, Clark. Tried and true.
That's all he needed to do. Just taking care of business out there.
And then, of course, for Paul Gasol in the playoffs, a lot of disappointment with his play, Clark. A game, in fact, or 2 where he even got booed at the Staples Center.
Yeah, you never like to see that, but he clearly did struggle in the playoffs. And he's extremely gifted, but some have tended to try to question his mental toughness or killer instinct, and I quite honestly think it's unfair. He's got a disposition and demeanor that lends itself to that kind of criticism, but anytime you can perform the way he has, that's impressive. And it actually helps him, the fact that he's got a deferring type of personality, to be an ideal number 2 guy for the Lakers, with Kobe Bryant being the obvious lead dog there. So it's a good fit, I think.
That's interesting.
Smart. Use that big height advantage. Get the shot off.
Well, it's hard to put a big man on him, Steve, that far from the hoop. I mean, he's versatile.
Now here's Gasol. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Backing down is Bryant. Shoots over Fields. Kobe gets the bucket.
You know, Kevin, it turned out that Mike Brown was the man for the Lakers job, and he inherits an interesting team here in L.A. I mean, a lot of potential, but coming off a disappointing end to last season.
Artest against Anthony. Pass to Stoudemire. Landry Fields on the wing. There's the three. No good. Nice D by Kobe. We're getting back to Brown for just a second. Clark, you're just talking about him. You know, Steve, he has big shoes to fill. Anytime you're trying to replace a legend like Phil Jackson, there's a lot in front of you there.
Yeah, it's one of the highest profile coaching positions in any sport in the world. But Mike Brown will be prepared. I mean, he had to deal with the circus around LeBron James in Cleveland over those years and did a nice job there. So I think Mike Brown is the right guy for the job.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, for so long we've seen the Lakers coast into the playoffs, put themselves in a tight spot, and then find a way out of it. But in that series versus Dallas in last season's playoffs, they really looked like a tired and overmatched team.
So for the Knicks, Jared Jeffries, he's checked in for Turian. And it's Walker in for Landry Fields. Matt Barnes is checked in for the Lakers. Blake comes in for Derek Fisher. Here's Blake. 1:29 left in the first quarter. And for the Lakers, Kobe said, Clark, after that series, we've been playing with fire the last 3 years. Now we finally got what we deserve. Steve, that is a very interesting quote. Take it apart for us and delve into it.
Well, I think the Lakers had been to the finals for 3 straight years, and I think they were worn out emotionally. And for a couple of those playoff series over the years, they did play with fire and get away with it. Not last year. Dallas just destroyed them, and I think the Lakers just looked tired, both physically and mentally.
The free throw drops for Kobe.
Kobe Bryant is one of those select few first-name basis superstars in the NBA. Larry, Michael, and of course Kobe, Magic. Those guys are famous by one name only.
And so he makes both from the line. And Steve, you know, Kobe, of course, the man in the entertainment capital of Los Angeles. He's taken the attention in stride. I think he feeds off it a little bit. You know, it's a special psyche to play in that kind of environment.
Yeah, he's handled it really well. I mean, for a guy who spends so much time in the public eye, it seems as though he's always been motivated more by winning than the adoration. And I think that's why he has such great respect from his teammates. And another reason why the Lakers have been so successful since he's been there.
And the Knicks with the ball, following the bucket by the Lakers. The leader. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Last season, the so-called melodrama as Carmelo Anthony refused to sign an extension in Denver, forced his way to New York in a trade. And the story really dragged on all season long.
And he knocks down the first one. And, you know, Steve talking, Clark, about the Carmelo trade saga, really an unwelcome distraction in a lot of ways. It hung over the players involved in Denver and in New York, and maybe took some attention away from the great season.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more there. I mean, as things tend to do in this 24/7 information cycle, it just kind of lingered and hovered and hung around. But in the end, he got his way. He desired to be in New York, a place where he grew up as a kid, and motivated him to get to that place where he kind of considers home. So I think it's a good fit. Unfortunately, it took so long to happen, but the end result is a good one, I think, for him and the Knicks and hopefully the league.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Blake dishes to Kobe. He's picked up by Walker. Gets it to go. 9 points for Kobe Bryant.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Anthony's got 8 points. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Lakers ahead, up 3.
And you could see early on, guys, they were going to go inside and try to establish their offense in the paint area. That's exactly what they've done.
And I think that's exactly where they should continue to attack moving forward, Steve.
And it's more NBA action coming your way here on 2K Sports. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Here's Blake.
And the Knicks last season did not use their bench very often. Kind of typical of the Mike D'Antoni team. He relies heavily on his starters, and that was the case a year ago.
So with Billups on the bench, here's the five for Mike D'Antoni right now. We've got Jeffries, Anthony out there with Sean Williams. Then there's Tony Douglas, and it's Walker in at the shooting guard position. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kobe Bryant has become the Lakers' all-time leading scorer, passing the legendary Jerry West. And West said of Kobe, it's pretty simple, really. He's the greatest Laker player to have ever played. To watch his all-around play, his ability to defend, his greatness late in the game, his refusal to lose, to me, he is the greatest Laker player I've seen. With all the Hall of Fame players who've worn the purple and gold, that's saying a lot.
Nice stuff, Doris. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely high praise. And the Lakers, Kevin, are a team that has really been blessed with some amazing talent over the years.
Steve, back to what you were saying about that New York Knicks bench. You know, a big part of that was they were so short-handed. Remember Clark when they got that trade and trying to, bring Melo up to speed on what they were doing?
No question. I mean, it got them Melo that trade, but it also left a few players tired because they lost some of their bench depth. Could have been why they saw so many late-season injuries as players were maybe a bit worn out. You think about Chauncey Billups going down late. Interesting discussion.
Williams gets the bucket.
Well, he didn't have too much space to get that shot off, but for him, he had enough.
Odom kicks to Barnes. Williams picks him up. Baseline J, and that one's good. Barnes has got his second bucket of the night.
You know, he's not somebody they lean on for points, but when he does score, that's a bonus.
Douglas kicks to Anthony. Over Odom. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
I love how relentless he is. I mean, he just continues to come at you all night. Boy, what a trade that was a year ago. The Knicks giving up 4 starters to get Carmelo Anthony. Of course, he's a superstar. And the old saying is you give up whatever it takes to get a star. And I think Carmelo is going to be great for New York over the years.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Blake for 3. Walker with the rebound. They can retake the lead after trailing for a while.
Well, nice work to hang around and just put themselves in this position.
Steve, we're talking about the trade, one that seemed to work out well for really both teams. Clark, the Nuggets running a nice run themselves to finish the season.
Yeah, I think it was a situation that's going to prove to be very beneficial, a win-win for Denver and New York. And I think I agree with Steve. I mean, when you have a chance to get a player in his prime of that caliber to go with another prime-time, high-caliber player, you had to do it. You got to give up a lot to get a lot. But I think both teams are in good shape, and the Knicks perhaps in the best shape they've been in decades.
We knew Denver didn't have a whole lot of choices. But we knew the Knicks could certainly pull or not pull the trigger, and I think there's probably some division within their basketball front office that they should or should not make the trade.
Yeah, I bet you. I think you're right, Kevin. There probably was a lot of debate about that, and some landed on one side or the other, but I think they ended up in a good spot as an organization.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Guys, 21-9 were the Lakers last season against the Eastern Conference. They've been within a game of that record for the last 4 seasons. That's really consistently impressive.
For the Knicks, Tony Turioff, who's checked in for Jeffries. Stoudemire comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Landry Fields sub in for Bill Walker. The Lakers also making some changes. Andrew Bynum's checked in for Gasol. Artest comes in for Matt Barnes. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Steve Blake. Here's Brown, looking for his first bucket of the game. Now Bynum. And the powerful one-handed slam.
How's that for finishing with flavor?
Absolutely fantastic.
I think he was saving that one for a special occasion.
You look at the teams in the East, not many who can match the length that the Lakers possess up front. What am I saying? There are a few teams in the entire league that can match that kind of length, Steve.
Yeah, the Twin Towers, Bynum and Gasol, really the Lakers' trump card. I mean, I think that's the key to this club. They've got to take advantage of those two guys this year, beat people up down on the block and on the glass. And if they can improve their defensive work on the perimeter, this could be a great team.
Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, good one here, guys. This is going to be fun to watch. Two evenly matched teams, both teams playing hard.
Now here's Odom. Williams picks him up. 6 to shoot. Here's Bynum. It's blocked.
And I think whichever team starts to dominate the glass could really take control of this game.
I won't disagree with you. I mean, it's so tight between these teams right now on the board that you're just waiting to see which team might pull away.
He's so graceful around the rim. Sometimes you forget how strong he is.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Mike Brown is completely aware of the big shoes he has to fill in replacing Phil Jackson as head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. At the same time, he knows that he isn't the same type of coach and Zen master that Phil Jackson was and has to be himself. I'm not Phil Jackson. I'm not going to be him, Brown said. I have to be who I am. Pretty good starting point, Kevin.
Thank you for that, Doris. And really, Brown can just be himself.
Yeah, you don't get very far trying to imitate other coaches. You've got to do you. He'll be fine if he does what he's done up to this point.
And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
Boy, you hate to see this, Clark.
You sure do. I mean, tough to tell how bad it is just yet. Hopefully not too serious.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Jared Jeffries. He's checked in for Sean Williams. Walker comes in for Landry Fields. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Tony Douglas. Timeout called the Lakers.
Well, fellas, Melo coming over to the Knicks, the big story around the league, really, as the Knicks like to make headlines, and they did with that move. Some, though, can criticize New York for being more concerned with being on the front page than actually winning. I'm not sure I quite agree with that, but certainly some people may have felt that way.
.125 left in the second quarter. And Fisher kicks to Kobe. Here's Barnes. And again, no good by the Lakers. That's what you brought up. They have always tried to be a part of big trades that are being discussed. Sometimes they work, Steve, and sometimes they don't for that team.
Yeah, but anytime you have a chance to get a superstar like Carmelo Anthony or like Amar'e Stoudemire, I think you go ahead and do it. And so New York is set up now for some success over the coming years, but we'll see how they go forward and what kind of roster they put around their two stars.
Billups against Fisher. Back to Artest. Passes to Fisher. Clock at 6. Now here's Kobe. Tight defense on him. Offline from the top of the key. And the Knicks with possession. They're on a 19-5 run. Outside Billups. Here is Jeffries. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Stoudemire. And again, it's New York.
And they can do no wrong offensively.
Everything's dropping, guys, and that confidence, it gets infectious and contagious.
Their offense seems completely out of sync here. They're on the wrong end of a big run.
And then at the other end, it's been bucket after bucket after bucket, giving up a huge run here.
And that concludes the first half. Knicks lead by 10.
Glad you could join us this Saturday night. It's time for the HP Halftime Report. New York leading against the Lakers. Playing the underdog upset role to a T, they're flat out dominating them. Amari Stoudemire is getting it done through 2 quarters. He's picked up half a dozen points, and the defense has been rock solid. There's no quit in the Lakers. They came to win. Phenomenal work on the defensive glass. They're boxing out. They're hauling it in every time. Getting it done early, Andrew Bynum. He's got 7 points and is also working on the other end of the floor. Nice defensive work. And now, here's some of the stats from tonight's 2 top performers. And now we send you back to the broadcast. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke all coming up with the second half.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Here's Fisher taking a look at the Lakers. Artest and Powell in the forward slots. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. And it's Bynum in at the 5 down low. Gasol hammers it home.
Well, he brought the big man stuff that time.
And they wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah, not what the coach had in mind when he drew up the defensive game plan.
A moment for the Gatorade injury report.
Hey guys, Roger Hines, the head athletic trainer of the New York Knicks, was able to update me on the situation. He told me he has a sprained lower back, adding that it's one of the more painful injuries you can suffer. He is officially through for this night and possibly a long time to come. We'll wait and see.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. And, of course, we'll keep you folks posted if we get another update.
I tell you what, guys, it's never easy having to sit and watch. Never any fun at all when you can't be out there on the court.
No, it sure isn't. But it may be the hardest thing of all for an athlete, but, you just got to grind through it and get your way back onto the court. Man, I'll tell you what, guys, Derek Fisher has had a lot on his plate the last couple of years. He's the president of the NBA Players Association. Not only was he trying to lead his team to a championship, but he's been trying to fix these labor issues as well.
Jared Jeffries, he's checked in for New York. Douglas comes in for Milwaukee. Here is Jeffries. 6 on the shot clock. Stoudemire. He flies to the bucket and lays it in. Stoudemire's got 8 points. You guys talk about Derek Fisher. What a professional.
Kevin, this guy basically made the most of his natural abilities. Never a premier athlete. Always in great shape, though. Always plays hard, plays smart. And he seems to be able to knock down big threes at the most important times. He's done that throughout his career and goes back to when he and Kobe joined the Lakers as rookies.
Absolutely.
Spent a lot of time riding the bus together in the gym before and after practice, and he just worked, and now he's got multiple rings.
He and Kobe both have won the 5 rings. Yeah, they're really hooked at the hip, aren't they?
That's right.
Timeout called the Lakers.
And one of the things you like about the Lakers, their ability to go out on the road and win. In fact, last season, they were 27-14 away from Staples Center.
Here's Bynum. He has 7 outside Kobe. They're moving the ball. And Bynum backing in. Now Stoudemire defending. The shot's good from Bynum. Bynum's got 9. And the Lakers, Clark, a smart veteran team, we know that. How much of an asset is that to winning on the road?
You can't overstate it. It's really huge, Kevin. Keeping your composure, staying focused, understanding what's coming and what you need to do to seize games on the road. Some folks call it that killer instinct. And those are the things you have to be able to do, and the Lakers, quite honestly, a terrific example of all of that.
So it's the Lakers now. Mari Stoudemire missing his last shot. Jumps up, and that one's good by Kobe. 11 points in the game.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
And Anthony gets it to go.
What an offensive display he's putting on.
And at this point, Steve, you got to put more pressure on him. Bring help and make him move the ball.
And Bynum backing in. Here's Gasol, and the rejection by Stoudemire. Goes back up. Bynum, no good.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound category. They've got to continue their work on the glass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they're on the right side of the ledger, and that is all that matters to them right now with the lead they have.
Phillips, no good.
And not really the guy you want taking that shot there.
Backing down is Bryant. Goes right up, and there's the rejection. The Knicks leading by 8. Stoudemire outside. Douglas against Kobe. Clock at 6. The 3 from Billups. Billups can't get that one to fall. Lakers trail by 8.
Chauncey Billups, a winner and a champion, started out last season on his hometown Denver Nuggets team, but the Carmelo Anthony trade swept him along to New York. His footwork in the low post is tremendous, almost ballerina-like.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And for Chauncey Billups getting up there in age, but Steve, for a throw-in, if you want to call him that, in that trade, you could do worse.
Well, his salary was the reason that trade was able to be executed, Kevin. But I think the Knicks looked at Billups as much more than a throw-in. I mean, he was a guy who filled that point guard spot admirably. He was injured during that Boston series, and that hurt New York for sure. But I think Billups can still be a very effective player, even at his age.
Some changes for the Lakers. Theo Ratliff comes in for Andrew Bynum. And it's Odom in for Pau Gasol. Here's Douglas.
When you talk about that great front court depth for the Lakers, all that length, rebounding, their ability to really crash the glass, and they were actually the 5th best rebounding team in the NBA last year in terms of rebounding differential.
Now here's Billups. 6-point game. No coverage that time. Douglas has got 6.
That's the way to do it. Really nice ball movement there.
And Steve, you were talking about that differential, 2.5 extra possessions in their favor because of it. And Clark, for the Lakers, already a very good team offensively. With that rebounding advantage, those extra possessions, more often than not, lead to a basket.
Well, they've got such tremendous size. When you look at Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum, you throw in Lamar Odom. I mean, those guys are long and really good rebounders at both ends, but particularly on the offensive glass. And you know, anytime you get an offensive rebound, usually those defenders are scrambled, and you're going to be able to get a high-quality shot.
They don't need much of anything else the way he's scoring the ball out there.
Outside Odom. Backing down is Ratliff. 6 to shoot. From 20 feet out. Can't hit. And New York takes it the other way.
Question is, do they go 2 for 1 here?
Can they get a good shot in time? That's the question.
Fisher against Billups. Over Fisher. And again, it's New York.
He has so much offensive imagination. Always seems like he's ready to try something new. Good idea. Hold on to the ball. Take the last shot of the quarter.
Yep.
It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Pulls up. And it comes up a bit short. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, why eat at the drive-thru when you can sit down at the buffet and have all you can eat, Clark?
Well, I know you've been listening, partner. I like that. That's exactly what you need to do. Take advantage of what's available.
Knicks out front, up 10. Now let's check in with Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark of the Game. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, our spark of the game goes to the Knicks for that major surge. With a strong second quarter showing by them, they took complete control of the game and have showed no let-up since. One more quarter to go, but they are in the driver's seat from here, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. That run has made a difference, guys. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what got them off and going.
Yeah, they were really able to seize the momentum at that point, and they just rode it.
So with Stoudemire sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Mike D'Antoni right now. We've got Walker, Turiev out there with Anthony, and it's Sean Williams. And it's Carter in at the point guard position.
Well, they are getting out-rebounded here, and it's showing up on the scoreboard as well.
Yeah, it's something they're going to have to improve upon if they're going to win this game.
Odom, the pass to Barnes. Blake. Outside Odom. Again, the miss by Odom.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
Blake gets the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Walker. Carter outside. He feeds it to Williams. Takes a 3. The Lakers with the rebound.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I wouldn't bet against him in that situation next time.
Here's Blake. Odom kicks to Barnes. Moving the ball well. The dive for the ball. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. A different look for New York. Stoudemire's checked in for Turiev. Douglas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Anthony Carter. The Lakers also with a sub. Shannon Brown. He's checked in for Kobe. Here's Blake over Williams. 3 seconds left. And it's Bynum with the jam.
Simply tenacious play out of that young fella.
Yeah, excellent putback jam. You're right.
Well, that's what he prides himself on. Hard work under the glass.
Stoudemire backing him down. Now here's Douglas. Picked up by Brown. Dishes it to Walker. From downtown. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
And again, it's Andrew Bynum.
Attacking the paint again and again.
You know, they're getting whatever they want. I mean, 8 straight points coming inside.
And here's Douglas. Picked up by Brown. The dish to Walker. Shot clock at 6. Stoudemire backing him down. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Difficult shot from mid-range, and the defense was all over him.
Boy, I like the close out there, Steve. Well done.
Outside Odom. And the pass to Bynum. And he banks in the layup.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
What a year Lamar Odom had last season for the Lakers. At times starting, but also coming off the bench when Andrew Bynum was healthy. But he had a terrific year shooting the ball, about 53% from the floor and almost 40% from the three-point line.
find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike D'Antoni was discussing with his players. He said we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Tony Turioff, he's checked in for Stoudemire. Anthony comes in for Tony Douglas. And Anthony Carter subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Now here is Carter. Anthony backing him down. Back to Carter. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Fisher. 5-on-4. And it's Carter picking him up. Fisher with the ball. Kobe against Anthony. Right up. And he converts the layup. And that's 15 points for Kobe Bryant.
Offensively, just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
New York calls timeout.
Well, he's had enough of that lackadaisical defense. They've got to help on penetration and deny all of these points in the paint.
A different look for New York. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Turioff. Douglas comes in for Bill Walker. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Anthony Carter. Andrew Bynum's checked in for the Lakers. Odom comes in for Shannon Brown. Here's Billups. Anthony with a screen on Fisher. Billups kicks to Anthony. Looking to end the run, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, don't give up anything for free. I like that. Send him to the line.
Yeah, they don't want to sit back and watch you laying in. I mean, make them earn it. Make them earn it. Don't give up anything easy.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Anthony.
He's just so clutch. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
Now Fisher walking down as Bryant fades and shoots. And again, it's the Lakers.
They are closing in here. Their offense heating up.
Well, you want to maintain contact, and after this nice run here, they made up some ground, and they're right where they want to be.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Boy, he's been so dependable here this game. Really playing well offensively.
The and one is good, so a three-point play that time.
I tell you what, Kevin, those hoop plus the harm fouls are backbreakers in the clutch. That really extends their lead.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're down by 5. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. .152 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Odom kicks to Gasol. Covered by Anthony. Gasol inside. Covered by Anthony.
I just lost track of where he was on the floor.
Here's Billups. Anthony left side. Stoudemire against Bynum. Stoudemire dishes to Douglas. Shot clock at 5. With 1 on the clock. And grabs the miss. Bynum's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Fisher, the pass to Kobe. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
He's been hot for most of this game, and if he keeps it up, his team could turn things around.
Here's Douglas. The feed now to Melo. He's up against Gasol. It's good!
You love the way he searched for good shots all game long.
And here's Fisher. Outside Odom. Backing down is Bryant. Puts up the baby hook. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Good on the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. For 2, and it's a 5-point ballgame.
Kevin, that trip to the line was huge, and he builds their lead to 2 possessions.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're behind by 5. 24 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. .24 seconds left in the game. He'd better get a move on. Defended by Douglas, and it's blocked. And an intentional foul right there. It's the first. That increases their lead to 6. Perfect from the line, and it's a 7-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. He drained them all to raise the lead.
Step back shot. Kobe, no good. So it's New York picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.